For years, football fans have tried to define what the perfect striker looks like. Clinical finishing, perfect positioning, calm decision-making in front of goal. The best strikers are supposed to be predictable in the best possible way. They score the chances they're expected to score. They remain composed under pressure. They make the game look simple. But every once in a while, a striker appears who seems to break those rules completely. A player who looks unstoppable one moment and completely chaotic the next. That might be the best way to describe Darwin Núñez.
Darwin Núñez, he would frighten me to death running off my shoulder, the speed of him, the way in which he always moves. But then if he can't finish, you don't have that punch to knock your opponents out.
Because watching Núñez often feels like watching unpredictability in its purest form. Before arriving in England, Darwin Núñez was becoming one of the most exciting young strikers in Europe. Playing for Benfica, he developed into a powerful, aggressive attacker who constantly threatened defensive lines. His pace allowed him to run behind defenders with incredible speed. His physical strength made him extremely difficult to stop in duels. And his mentality meant he was never afraid to attack space again and again.
No defender likes coming up against him. He can run in behind, he can hold the ball up, and now he's starting to add that composure of finishes and things like that.
During the 2021-22 season, Núñez exploded. Goals started arriving regularly in the Portuguese league, but what really caught the attention of Europe's biggest clubs were his performances in the Champions League. Against elite teams and experienced defenders, Núñez still managed to create danger. He scored goals, stretched defensive lines, and constantly forced defenders into uncomfortable positions. But Núñez wasn't just scoring goals in Portugal. In the Champions League, he began showing why so many top clubs were paying attention. For many scouts, that combination of pace, power, and relentless attacking runs made him one of the most exciting striker prospects in Europe. And it didn't take long before the Premier League came calling. In the summer of 2022, Liverpool signed Darwin Núñez for a fee that could rise to around 85 million euros.
Wonderful boy, loves to play for this team, this club, and has quality. But it's like the strikers are. Sometimes they score, sometimes they don't score. So can he develop? Yes. But is he a threat all the time? Yes.
It was one of the most expensive transfers in Liverpool's history. Naturally, expectations were enormous. Liverpool had just lost Sadio Mane and were entering a new attacking era. Núñez was supposed to become the focal point of that new attack, but the timing of the transfer created another storyline. Because at almost the exact same moment, another young striker was arriving in the Premier League. Erling Haaland had just joined Manchester City, and almost instantly, the comparisons began. Two young strikers, two massive transfers, two clubs competing for dominance in England. But while Haaland started scoring goals at an almost unbelievable rate, Darwin Núñez's start at Liverpool looked very different. Instead of calm efficiency, there was chaos. The contrast between the two strikers made the conversation even louder. Haaland looked like a machine, efficient, clinical, almost robotic in the way he finished chances. Núñez looked completely different. His game was explosive, emotional, and unpredictable, sometimes brilliant, sometimes frustrating, but always chaotic. And that chaos quickly became the defining theme of his Liverpool career. Núñez scored spectacular goals, but he also missed chances that shocked fans. Sometimes he looked like an unstoppable force running through defensive lines. Other times he missed opportunities that seemed impossible to miss, and slowly, a strange narrative started to grow around him. Some fans began to question whether Núñez was actually the striker Liverpool needed. Was he simply too unpredictable? Too chaotic? Too inconsistent to lead the line for one of Europe's biggest clubs? But when analysts began to look deeper at the numbers, something interesting appeared. Despite the missed chances, Darwin Núñez was consistently creating danger. His movement was relentless. He attacked space constantly. He forced defenders to make decisions again and again. And because of that movement, He often found himself in dangerous positions where chances naturally appeared. In fact, Nunez frequently ranked among the players with the highest expected goals numbers in the league, which means the opportunities were there. A lot of them. And that leads to the real debate surrounding Darwin Núñez, because finishing is only one part of what makes a striker dangerous. Movement matters, pressure matters, the ability to disrupt defensive structures matters. Traditional strikers often wait patiently inside the box for the perfect moment, but Nunez rarely waits. He runs, he presses, he attacks the defensive line again and again. That constant chaos forces defenders to react. They drop deeper, they hesitate, they make rushed decisions, and suddenly, space begins to appear across the pitch. For a team like Liverpool, that chaos can actually become a weapon. Because even when Nunez doesn't score, the pressure he creates can open opportunities for teammates around him. But the real question is whether chaos can eventually evolve into control. Because if Darwin Núñez can combine his relentless movement with the more clinical finishing, the narrative around him could change completely. Instead of being remembered as the chaotic striker who misses chances, he could become one of the most dangerous forwards in European football.